Hello, I am here to use this video to answer your questions about the Dynamask. So how many hours did it take to make this? I'm really bad at keeping hours. I just kind of tunnel, and then when it's time to go to bed, I go to bed. This took about 4 days on and off to do. How? Lots of practice, lots of work. I've done a few other masks and stuff out of cardboard. So just practice, lots of practice. What is it made out of? This is literally just cardboard and hot glue. And then some pieces of plastic and screws for the jaw set. How did I get the jaw to move, speaking of which? Literally, you can use any kind of plastic. You can use Tupperware lids, yogurt lids, plastic pieces that you get from the dollar store or whatever. Usually make some of my jaw sets out of like just plastic mesh that I fold over and make, but this one is literally just a couple of pieces of plastic, one on the top, one on the bottom, poked a hole in it, a screw in it, make sure the screw is short if you can't cut it, and then put a little dab of hot glue on the end of it so that it doesn't poke anything, and also keeps the screw in place. And then yeah, that's literally how the jaw is made. If you guys plan to do this, I recommend putting the head of the screw on the inside, especially if you make it into a mask so it doesn't poke you. What refs did I use? I know Google is terrible for refs sometimes, especially now with the whole AI mess. Go to Twitter, and if you're looking for a specific skull, like for Jane, literally just went Jane T-Rex skull or Jane T-Rex fossil, and there's a bunch of paleontologists and paleo enthusiasts who post a bunch of pictures and references of the specimens, and just get as many references as you can. You can also go onto Google and just look up Jane T-Rex skull and then put 3D at the end, and you'll get a bunch of Sketchfab website stuff, and you can use that so that you can get more of a 3D look of the skulls. I use Sketchfab lightly just for the sheer fact that a lot of it is mostly just people's interpretation and it's not the actual scans. Sometimes you get actual scans of the fossils themselves, but I use them very, very gingerly just because, you know, you don't get the level of detail. But I did use it for the back of the skull so I could do a hanger for it, since there isn't really any pictures online for the back. How much did it cost to make? Nothing. I had a bunch of this stuff laying around. Like I said, it's literally just cardboard and hot glue, just some pieces of plastics and screws that I found, because I can't afford to go to a museum, can't afford to buy any 3D printed skulls or anything like that, and I can't afford to see the specimens in person. If you can see the specimens in person, I recommend going and taking as many pictures as you can. I'm using it as kind of a reference. I'm actually going to be using this for a study that I'm going to hopefully publish. We'll see. I don't know if it'll ever get published, but that's what this is going to be used. I wasn't intending it for it to be life-size. It was originally going to be a mask. I was going to update my Rexy mask, which is this. This is kind of old, as you can see. It's not amazing, but I mean, it's pretty good. This is how I kind of started out, and it's just, you just got to keep working at it. Make sure that you can make mistakes, allow yourself to make mistakes. If you guys plan to make your own, don't be hard on yourselves, because you got to get through all those rough parts before you start to learn things, because like I said, I didn't start immediately here. This is years and years of learning and working and stuff. People were asking for a tutorial. I'm not really good at tutorials, but I can give you guys some tips. That I can give you guys help is, first of all, get as many refs as you can. The more refs, the better. You can never have enough refs. That's a tip from whenever I did taxidermy. Best thing you can do is get as many refs as you can. After you get your refs, trace the skull. I know that sounds silly, but trace the drawing. Trace it. You can trace directly onto the print. You can trace it directly digitally, however you feel comfortable, but trace it, or just freehand draw it. This helps your brain kind of get an idea of the shapes of the skull, like the nose is narrowing, the widening of the back of the skull, so on and so forth. Then you want to get a paper bag to draw it out on. If you have a projector, that's even better. I didn't. I just kind of eyeballed what I already had, and that's the reason why it's life size, is because I was expecting it to be a little smaller than that. Like I said, it was going to be a mask. Didn't turn out. You can freehand it or whatever. I just did the top part of the head and then had the bottom part of the head separately. Teeth are completely eyeballed, separate. Those are all individual teeth, especially on the bottom. start with your profile. Profile is the easiest to do, and then you can widen it or shrink it however you need. The top part, I did this part of the jaw separate from this part, just because of how wide T-Rex skulls get. This should be a lot wider, but go figure. I'm too tired to work on it more, so it's just going to be as it is. Do that, and then you glue your pieces together. You can crush it, you can shape it however you need, because it'll be reinforced later with the other pieces of cardboard. And then you do your jaw separate. Teeth, had to take into account slippage. If you don't know what that is, it's whenever the animal passes away. Their teeth tend to slip out of the skull, so the ones that you see in museums where they look snaggletooth and stuff, that's just how they're set up. I don't know why they do it. I guess it's to make them scarier, but in reality their teeth would be much shorter in their heads. You do that, and then basically the rest of it I just kind of slapped it together. Interior part, I did not really put these pieces together. I literally just laid pieces of cardboard down, and then I took my box cutter and cut these out. If you plan to use a box cutter, be very careful. You can easily cut yourself on that. They're useful in getting all these like more intricate shapes. The majority of this though, I used like scissors on to cut it out. But yeah, and then you just shape it how you need and you post it. I added this back part here so that I could hang it. Yeah, this is going to be used in a study. It'll be half skinned and half skull, so if you guys stick around you'll be able to see that. But yeah, that's the best I can do for like a tutorial, give you guys some tips on this. I hope that helps. If you guys plan to make any of these, I really would love to see them, because I saw some people talking about making Allosaur or Triceratops and so forth. Please let me know. I would like to see those. Those are really cool. Also, I noticed that I invoked the dragon puppet community. Appreciate you guys being here, because y'all do some crazy puppet work, very intricate, very detailed stuff. That's a pretty good skill. You guys were asking if I was gonna make this into a puppet. Nah, I'm not gonna make her into a puppet. She's way too big to be a puppet. She's definitely gonna be used for study and as wall decor for sure. So I hope that answers you guys' questions. Thank you again for all the compliments and the comments. It means a lot to me. Thank you. But yeah, don't stop, don't quit, don't be too hard on yourself, guys, because you'll eventually get there. So keep at it, keep practicing, and yeah, show me your stuff whenever you do it. I would love to see it. So thanks.